Hey, so welcome to another episode of the Soulful Side of Life with me, Portee. I hope that you're well and that you're having a good week. And today's conversation is with Jade Toko, and we talk all things secondhand luxury fashion because it is a booming market at the moment. It's valued at $34 billion, and by 2029, it's expected to double to $64 billion. In this age of young people wanting to have experiences and consume less, the idea of being conscious about decisions and purchases is what's driving the surge of the secondhand luxury market. So, a little bit about Jade. She's a business development professional specialized in sales strategy and B2B growth. She has helped premium brands expand and international companies to build long-term relationships that drive value. And in this conversation, she discusses the evolving landscape of the secondhand luxury market and its impact on the fashion industry. The discussion covers consumer behavior shifts post-COVID, the rise of the eco-consciousness of consumers, and how luxury is being redefined as experiences over products. Jade also highlights the spending habits of the wealthy, the influence of global events on luxury spending, and the booming secondhand market, particularly among Gen Z and millennials. The conversation concludes with insights on the future of secondhand fashion in Africa and the role of technology in ensuring the authenticity of luxury goods. So I hope that you enjoyed this podcast episode. I think it's insightful as Fashion Month is upon us. There are key insights to take away because this space, secondhand luxury fashion, isn't going anywhere. And, who doesn't like popping into a thrift store and finding a good item? And when it's a luxury item at a very affordable price, I mean, come on, who doesn't want that? So enjoy this podcast episode with Jade Toko. Jade, thank you so much for joining the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Thank you.
You had this really fascinating post on LinkedIn a few weeks ago, and that caught my attention. And we're going to be talking about the luxury market, but specifically secondhand luxury market and how that's impacting the fashion industry. But before we jump in, I'd love to hear a little bit about you and your place in the secondhand market.
Okay, so I'm Jade, and I work for an international company in the B2B sales. So I help professionals, clients, in their acquisition of secondhand goods, mostly leather goods, jewelries, watches, etc. And I also follow closely what is happening in the luxury market and how it's evolving around secondhands. I always loved fashion, Congolese roots, French born and raised. So it was obvious for me to work in this industry in any way. I've worked in several um, quote unquote traditional companies. The second hands came to me actually naturally. But I remember since I was in high school, actually I was already starting to thrift in the Marais. If you see where it is at the beginning of the thrift stores, to me it was like just getting back to what I know, and
Yeah.
working in this industry is very very fulfilling, very proud.
And how does one get into this specific part of fashion? Like do you just apply for jobs for it, or yeah, how does that work?
So I was working previously I was working for a company that was nothing about fashion. We were out of the COVID. The opportunities wasn't there that much. And so I was tired to work for this company because it wasn't aligned with my goals and what I like, because I'm a passion driven person.
Mhm.
So it dried me out very quickly. And I saw this post on, it was Indeed, and it was saying we need someone to work in the sales team for a Japanese auction house. I was like, okay, let's try it.
Wow.
And so we met and we clicked directly with the team, and here I am.
And here you are, yeah. And I imagine that you've grown in this area of secondhand luxury fashion, maybe in ways you've learned things you wouldn't have learned if you didn't take this job, like about
Oh,
learning
yeah.
about the industry.
Yeah. Because as I was saying, I remember when my girlfriend back in the days, we were thrifting a lot. We were thrifting a lot because first it was cheaper,
Mm-hmm.
to be quite transparent, and we were having better quality items
Mm.
back in the day in the thrift store. So I was very fascinated by this world because it was like, oh my god, I can have like a silk shirt or a lino shirt for like $10 was amazing, you know? And so I always had it in my mind. I was a consumer first.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I get in this industry, I learned so much about how to make it an industry and the economics around it. And so, yeah, it's very fulfilling actually. You learn a lot about the history of the brands and what it means, and how people deeply consume because
Yeah.
you're out of the traditional circuit, okay? And so when people come to you to either sell or buy things,
Mm-hmm.
you understand more what they like, what they deeply like, what they really like as person in the fashion industry in general.
Yeah, that's true. In the last few years, luxury fashion consumers have been careful about their spending. And I think COVID really sparked this. It's like it changed people's focus in life.
Mm,
Why do you think this is the case, that consumers are being very careful about their spending habits?
yeah, because shopping was an entertainment for people.
Mm,
If you recall before COVID, we went, oh, what we would do, what we would, you called your girlfriend and you were like, what are we going to do this afternoon? Oh, let's go to the mall. Let's go to the city to do shopping. COVID hits, everybody's home and have to think about what they feel, what they are, what their meanings, what are their purpose, and also they are in their home and they have all that clothes that they don't wear anymore because
mm,
they don't go out. We were all in
mhm.
pajamas, please. We were
Yes.
all in pajamas. It was only on social media that people were dressed up. We were all in pajama all day long. And in rotation, I think people were like, okay, I want to change my life. And they started with their jobs, with their hobbies, with everything. And of course, the clothes are like a companion to your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it can sound very silly, but when you dress, you want to portray something to the people when you're out. Even the people that thinks they do.
Yeah.
And so based on that, they clear out their space. I don't need this anymore. I change my mental, I change my job, I change my hobbies. I don't need this. I will keep this. I will get rid of this. And this is how it became even more big because it was already existing as I was saying, because people were okay to let out what they had and find a new way to purchase things because COVID was because there was sickness all around the world, so it was environmental,
Mm-hmm.
and so people were more aware of their surrounding, and what our way of consuming can impact the world.
Yeah.
And so I think it grew from there, and people were more aware of, okay, I'm consuming clothes. How are they made? What is my impact when I purchase this clothes at this particular brand, this particular store, and everything? And that's how all the scandals around brands, how the pollution, how they treat their employees, etc., booms actually. And
Yeah.
so it was meant to be. I think it was just the finality, I would say, if
Mm-hmm.
it's English.
Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. Yeah, it's like people are that what people are wanting to consume has really changed in the last few years. Like nightclubs, a lot have closed in big cities.
Yeah.
People are focusing on health and wellness, so not drinking so much. I've got so many friends who don't drink alcohol
Gen Z don't
anymore.
drink. The Gen Z don't drink anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
No, really, they don't because I have a lot of Gen Z cousins and little cousins. They don't drink.
Yeah.
They don't drink.
And it's such a change from like when I was in my 20s, how the millennials are somehow caught in between, especially the younger millennials are kind
Yeah.
of Gen Z-ish thinking,
Mhm.
but I feel like millennials are like, okay, wow, these Gen Zs are like so advanced. Like, okay, I can do that. I like this way of thinking.
Absolutely.
Health and wellness is becoming like a huge thing, like travel, health and wellness. I think as the AI continues to advance and take off, it's going to create more experiences because people are going to have time because people are going to lose jobs, right? You know, in 2023, over 20,000 media lost their jobs. 2024, over 14,000 media lost their jobs. So it's creating this creator entrepreneurial, more content creators
Yeah.
are advancing. It's because either people are losing their jobs or they're realizing I don't want to work like a cow too much, too hard. I can create my own company, my own content creator life. And I
Yeah.
think it's leading way for people to have more experiences, and that's transitioning into fashion as well because people are also eco-conscious
Mm.
and they want to be careful to not overconsume or buy fast fashion.
Mm.
And by buying secondhand fashion goods, you're being mindful, but you're also buying things that have already been created instead of new.
Yeah, yeah, and as I said before, fashion is a companion of life, like
Yeah.
for every period of history, because we are living a different period, challenging times,
Hmm.
and it goes with a change in the fashion consumption. Always,
Hmm.
always done, it always had been. And yes, I would say the late millennials and the Gen Z they have more access to the information.
Mm.
Before, we didn't know that making a jean was polluting the waters.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. So they
Yeah.
were buying their jeans
Hmm.
and buying another one.
Hmm.
And so now that we know, people are facing their own thoughts and culpability. Some people, not all of them, of course, but they are like, okay, should I purchase this new jean or can I find an alternative on
Hmm.
marketplaces, on thrift stores that would be exactly the same?
Yeah.
And also, as you said, they want more life experience.
Hmm.
Even the luxury industry, in a way, change what is perceived as luxury. What I mean by that is, unfortunately or not, it depends on what eyes you're looking with. Luxury item becomes more accessible.
Yeah.
You know, with the t-shirts, the belts, with the access, the little access that you
Yeah.
have in stores. You can save for 600 belts very quickly in the
Hmm.
year and purchase a belt and you have a luxury belt. And
Hmm.
so people the how to say it, the people that for who luxury clothes is just a companion to their lifestyle that is already luxurious
Hmm.
may don't want to be put in the same basket as the aspirational consumers because it's um the latest focus for brands were the aspirational,
Yeah.
the ones that will be able in the future to live this lifestyle with the clothes that and the goods that it's matching.
Yeah. I
I hope
totally.
I'm clear, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so those ones are the Gen Z. And the Gen Z is today, okay, if I can have this vintage Vivienne Westwood on Vinted for half the cost of the new one in store,
That's
I'm
what they're
down
gonna
for
do.
it. And I will
Yeah.
buy it and I will proudly say that is vintage. It has
Yeah.
history, it has meanings. Maybe this vintage necklace was made when the day I was born,
Mhm, mhm,
and
mhm.
it's very the what it means to purchase things. And also maybe the new generation that can afford luxury things want to have luxurious experience, luxurious souvenir.
Yeah. People, it's all about experiences, I
Yeah,
think, in the next
yeah,
years.
at the end, even in stores,
Yeah,
it's all about experience, and they may want this luxurious souvenir, this luxury experience over this luxury bag, this luxury belt, this luxury whatever.
totally. Totally.
So it's also the shift of mindset is very deep in the luxury industry, is way more than, oh, they're purchasing their bags in second hand. Yes, but they're, in the meantime, they want to sell for travel,
Mm-hmm.
nice travels, for nice meals, for nice massage.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a different way to spend their money. The luxury market is not dying, it's just being redefined.
Yeah.
It is up to
Yeah.
brands to follow this new design because the people mindset have changed. The COVID was major, major, major historical change. Like it
Yeah.
changed people mindset. People don't want to go to work just for work now. They like, I want to
It
have
was
time
a
to live my life.
shift.
It
It
was
was
a,
a shift.
yes, a very big shift. And yes, out of the COVID, people were spending because they were like, "Oh, I can go out again." They were out, out, out. And when you're out of your house, you're spending money. But now they have spent their money, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, is it that mindful,
But we even saw though during COVID that people were carefully buying luxury. Like they were buying couture even because they were wanting to buy one or two
Mhm.
carefully crafted pieces that they could pass down. So it was like an investment as well. So but I think, now there's a slump. Caring is having challenging times at the moment. CEO changes. We see with the new creative directors coming in and they're going with safe choices. Safe creative direct. They're not taking chances and putting a streetwear designer into a creative director role at one of these heritage houses. Maybe, okay, they put a Pharrell in, but he's got so much, I think, stability and promise of revenue, a return on that investment. But I think they're being very careful about who they're putting into these heritage houses because they see factors like the secondhand luxury market is booming. They're just having, while things are still shifting, the people at LVMH or the heads of these conglomerates are trying to figure out, trying to find their footing. But anyways, I do want to ask you this. In that post you put on LinkedIn,
Mhm.
you talked about how the 1%, how their spending has not disappeared and that it's just shifted kind of in another direction.
Mhm.
Where are they spending? Where's the 1%
They're
spending?
spending in the brands that you don't know about.
Hmm. They
Exactly.
always have done this though. They're
But
very secretive.
because before, I don't want to name brands because I don't want to name brands, but
Yeah.
I think you will understand, it will be clear.
Yes.
Before, you mentioned LVMH. The status of LVMH has changed. Is it gets, through some brands of LVMH, not all of them, it gets more accessible, as I was saying. And as I was saying, the 1% want to be mis mixed with the accessible. When you have 2,000 euros per year to spend in clothing, you want the clothing, you don't want to have the same clothes as everybody. You don't
Mm.
want to wear the same jewelries as everybody. You don't want to go to the restaurant as everybody. I remember some marketing class that I had that I didn't understand back in the days, and now it's eating even more. It's even more clear what my professor, what meaning is like. If we want to focus on fashion, fashion is a way to different to speak without word and differentiate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Even it's even a way, I would say, and yeah, it's even a way to be in a community. When you are wearing a certain type of brand, you are going to certain type of events.
Mm.
You're going to meet certain type of people. And the brands that are winning today, because not every brand is going down, not every house is losing. Not no no not at all. And the brands that understand the sense of community, the sense of relationship, and also the sense of ultra duper super client service.
Mm.
You cannot you cannot manage someone, a wealthy person, who is able to spend more than 100K per year, the same way as everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also the exclusivity, the if you know type of brands are the one that are winning now. So this shift of brands, I've talked about some brands that I have in mind. Like I already, if you go on my LinkedIn, you would see, like if you check the row,
Mm-hmm.
I love the row. I love their marketing. I love their positioning. I
They're
love what
booming.
they do. I love Phoebe Philo. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're not okay. You have the newsletter.
Yes.
The address of the address of the stores. You
Mm-hmm.
can come. You have the newsletter. You know what's out. They're not they are not using uh, content creator influencer as their marketing.
Yeah.
Even if wealthy and celebrities are wearing their clothes, not the face. You know when
Mm-hmm. I know it.
face. If they're using celebrity faces, it would be well respected faces.
Mm-hmm.
If you see on the campaigns lately, they are using, um, oh, I don't want to say bad word, but more mature people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
because when you see a mature people, the feelings
Like
that you have
an
is like,
older person.
yeah, older person because they're mature, they have life. If they
Mm-hmm.
are purchasing this brand, it must be something good in this
Yeah.
brand. It
Yeah.
must be something that's worth the price if they are working because they have the lifetime to figure out what is good and what is not.
Yeah.
And yeah, and also the one person that I was talking about, I mentioned the Chinese customers because when I worked in the department store, they were everywhere. They were
Mm-hmm.
everywhere all the time, spending a lot. And now they're not anymore, and we are missing them. Actually, we are missing them. Huh? Let's
Mm-hmm.
be uh, let's be clear, we are missing them. But
Where are they
based on what
spending?
I know, they are
Where?
spending on wealth, on their wealth and their well-being, on maybe on real estate, on travels, or something else than just a
A
branded
scarf.
shirt, a
Yeah.
scarf, a
Yeah.
belt,
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, luxury brands, the luxury industry, as I said again, is redefined, have to redefine themselves because the habits have changed deeply. It's not even only the Gen Z, but it's also the older, the more mature people that want different experience.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if this is going to cause heritage fashion houses to, I mean, some of them have, like, open up hotels or create lifestyle experiences around travel. I know, the summer beach clubs in Europe, Moose and Gucci, and a lot of them have partnered with the beach clubs to do branded things on the beach clubs. But I wonder if they're going to go further because, I mean, LVMH purchased a villa in Cannes. I can't remember if they're going to have like hotel, like do like stays or something, but
They do have an hotel just next to the Samaritan. No, it's not next. It's up to the Samaritan.
yeah,
It's
I
the
know.
Cheval Blanc. They have an hotel, the Cheval Blanc. It's a
Yeah, Cheval Blanc. That's yeah,
LVMH hotel,
yeah,
and it's very exclusive, very luxurious. And they already started this shift, but
yeah.
is the shift too slow?
I think they're
I don't
taking their
know.
time. Maybe they're
I think
really
they're taking their
taking,
time.
yeah. And they
Yeah.
probably have things in the works of
Oui.
more lifestyle kind of experiences of yoga or, things like that, where, because that's where the consumer is moving. It's no
Yeah.
longer fashion isn't enough.
No,
Creating handbags and accessories and perfumes, it's not enough.
no, no, no. They're looking for a lifestyle.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
a sense of community. Okay, when I go to this brand, okay, I purchase this bag, but I can go with this bag to this hotel, this restaurant. They allow me to discover new things, new
Yes.
experiences.
Yeah.
It's a whole package now that you have to
Mm-hmm.
sell to
Yeah.
to uh, to people.
Yeah. To
Share.
get them to spend money, yeah. And it's much bigger than fashion.
It's
It's like you
much
said,
bigger than fashion.
real estate, it's
And what I
lifestyle.
like about fashion is that it's the testimony of the historical change of mindset, consume
Yeah, the consuming
the
or
consuming. It's fashion. It's so deep. Like people, it's not just about clothes. The clothes that you're purchasing now, the way you're purchasing your clothes now will be a testimony of what time you were living in,
Yeah. Yeah,
you know.
that's true.
I hope in storybooks they would say the jump of COVID brings the jump of the secondhand market,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm. And,
Almost like to fashion.
and a lot of people don't understand, especially those who aren't in fashion, who don't care about fashion, but we all have to wear clothes. We can't walk
At the
outside
end of the day.
naked, right? So we all need clothes, and what's happening in the world affects the fashion. So World War I, when that started, out went the corset and in came the bra.
Mm-hmm.
And who would have known that a war, a political conflict is why the bra was born, you know? And so when you have things happening, now I would say now with the Russia Ukrainian Russo war, okay,
Mm.
how does that affect fashion? Well, it's affecting how people are spending. Prices have gone up significantly, and I think that's why brands are really cutting back.
And yeah, and when this with this war,
Yeah.
it also developed the resale market because brands took out themselves from some areas because
Yeah.
of their political point of view,
Yeah.
let's say.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
that
but those people still want to wear French designers, French brands for either the meaning of it, the what it, how people will perceive it, or the craftsmanship, whatever. People will
yeah.
still love Hermes, Chanel, Dior
Yeah.
in some part of the world.
Yes. But now they can get it, and this moves the conversation into more of the secondhand
Mm.
talk. That's moving people into buying secondhand because of these, like the current conflicts, as you're saying. It's valued, the secondhand luxury market is valued at 34.49 billion, and it's
Mm.
projected to reach 60 billion by 2029. So
Mm.
that's double, and
Yeah.
just before the next decade comes. Why okay, we've touched on some of this already, but the boom of the secondhand luxury, because of the current conflict, it's because Gen Z is wanting different experiences. Is there something else? Is there another reason why there's a boom?
I would also say that I think we covered it, as you said, but I would also add maybe also, Europe have more environmental policies,
Yes. Yeah.
which leads to restriction for some tools and product and every and else to use to do to make fashion and yeah, and also why it would go up by it would double in the 2030s because also the Gen Z would still consume second hands and they will have kids
Mm-hmm.
to dress.
Mm-hmm.
Will
Mm-hmm.
have kids to dress, and I think it will grow up just as the generation will grow up.
Yeah.
It would follow it would follow the generation because the Gen Z, I think the millennials started it, but more in quiet way, more traditional way in the store, thrift store and everything. But the Gen Z would brings it into internet with the marketplaces,
Right.
and they are always on their phone. And
Mm-hmm.
even now, having back in my days, and I'm not that old, no, I'm not old at all. But back in my days, we had to go to the thrift store and go to the and check every jeans and like, okay, this one will fit, this one. Not. Now you have everything on your phone. You have
Yeah.
the marketplaces like Vinted that is thriving. You have Vestiaire Collective. You have the Real. You
There's a
have
lot. Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
access
Yeah.
to second hands directly on your phone. That means that it's not even like it's and the experience is getting as better as the traditional brands, even better for some. Like I
It's
mean, the
really amazing.
application is really nice.
Yeah, it is.
It's
And
very
it's
easy to
amazing.
use.
You can see a secondhand store. Like I was on Instagram recently, and in Canada, this luxury secondhand store that they have this whole website that you can look as if you're on Valentino.com looking for something. Just the quality
Hmm.
of the website, the shopping experience for secondhand is, I was
Sometimes better.
amazed. Yeah,
Sometimes better.
yeah.
I touch a few words about it on some brands that I won't mention because their UX experience is
Not that
very.
great.
They can do better.
Yeah.
They can improve.
Yeah.
So, and also I forgot to mention that as of today, the second-hand market did not touch Africa.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because they are in phase of history where they are growing economically, so they have the spending habits that some growing countries had 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And
Mm.
it's not bad at all because it's just, it's the Maslow pyramid, and they are going up on this Maslow pyramid, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Even don't trust everything that is said in social media. Is not war everywhere. People have money to spend and they are willing to spend it on luxury brands.
Yeah.
If you I made my memoir about it, actually, my at the end of my master, about what is the meaning of luxury for African people, and
Mm.
it's to show that they have money.
Yeah.
And as of today, they are spending it on traditional brands. They want
Mm.
new stuff. They want new items. They want new. Everything new. I have new money. I want to spend it in new things. Okay. But it will happen a day when they will fulfill all their needs
Mm-hmm.
mentally, physically. They would fulfill all their needs, and they would think about what the European people or the Occidental people, I must say, were thinking maybe during the COVID, because during the COVID in Africa wasn't the same
Yeah. No, it
the
wasn't.
same than Europe. So
Yeah.
they didn't live it as we lived it.
Yeah.
And so they would think about, okay, now that I have all these things, is it fulfilling me? Yes, no. I think there will come a day when they will look also for heritage, for meanings,
But I
for
think, Africa hasn't gotten there yet because it's a lot of innovation now happening in places like
exactly. They are
Ghana
in
and
new,
Nigeria.
the new money,
Yeah.
new everything is new in Africa. They are developing
Yeah.
new things, is going very fast.
Yeah.
They are innovating in so much way.
Mm-hmm.
So for them, they want new things,
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
they should. It's not even a critique. It's the logic. It's logical,
Yeah.
We had the Trente Glorieuses after the war here in France,
Okay.
the Glorious 30s. I don't
Okay.
know if it rings a bell. So when the World War II ends, people were consuming and they were creating new things, new appliance, new furniture, new way of making clothes, everything. And we are in the Africa is in this phase. When I say Africa, I said Africa in general. I don't want to be specific on countries because some of them are more advanced in this phase or not,
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, and it's my opinion, it's my personal opinion due to my observation, okay? They are in this phase of the Trente Glorieuses. And when this phase would end, because everything have, okay, it's raise, a peak, and a down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When it would down, another way of consuming will raise,
Yeah.
go up, and go down.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
It is.
And I think by 2030, the new generation, the African kids, the African youth, will start to be more interested in the second hands. Maybe not the clothing,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe the jewelries, the
Mm-hmm.
watches, etc. I feel it like it. I feel it like it.
Especially if there's shops that pop up in Lagos and Accra and in the big cities,
Yeah,
secondhand
in the big
stores.
cities.
They have
They
to see it.
they have to see it. Oh, and yes, and also they have to see it because the brands that will win in Africa in
Mm-hmm.
general will be the brand that will be there, accessible.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to take them a little longer. They may be 20 years behind or close to 20 years because now it's a time for them to build. It's a time
Yeah,
for them to create their own brands. And
yeah,
there's the
yes.
excitement for that.
No, yes, of course, but how to, and again, it's my personal feeling, It's my personal thoughts. uh, the gap will be shredded very close, very fast
Mm-hmm.
because of the innovation, because of the AI, because
Mm.
everything. Where it took some countries, some region to 20 years to match the whoever you wanted to match, okay? I'm not sure it would take the same time for Africa because we are in 2025 and artificial technologies are rising crazy, you know. So, but
Yeah.
this is my thoughts. I'm not an expert. I'm just like watching people live.
Yeah.
Currently, I have my parents in Congo. They are seeing change every time they're going. It's like very fast. So that's why I think that if everybody is focused, it could take longer than we.
Yeah, true. I find it so fascinating that Gen Zs and millennials as well are leading this secondhand luxury fashion market growth. And it's just so inspiring because young people who are in their 20s are like, no, I don't want to purchase fast fashion or new things, and I want to focus on my health and wellness and my mental health. And it's amazing how it's always the young generation that brings about changes. It doesn't come usually from the older generations. But
Yeah,
I think this is great because it's gonna we gotta focus on ourselves, our health, and maybe it will create for healthier future generations.
yeah. But even the actors of the secondhand markets are
Mhm.
millennials and Gen Z. They're
Yeah.
very young.
Yeah.
Like the one that are creating the new marketplaces, new websites, the new tools, the
Mhm.
AI tools are around 20 to 35,
Yeah.
you know?
It's very
So
young.
it's a very like new a generational thing. That's why I think it will grow. That's why I said it will grow up with us at the end, because the one are the actors, the one are doing the making the secondhand markets are the Gen Z, and the millennials.
Yeah, for sure. I think, what you spoke about the online marketplaces. One concern is that the authenticity, when consumers are looking to buy these products online, they want to make sure that they're really that brand, that it's really Chanel or it's really, Gucci. And that's gonna, be a challenge. Like, do you buy secondhand online and do you fear that it may not be genuine?
Of course, of
Yeah.
course, it would be hypocrite to say that this is not a concern of the market,
Yeah.
because fakes was already a concern when the secondhand market was in existence.
Yeah.
And that's and on this specific point, I want to say that the luxury brands good are deeper than we think. There's
Mhm.
more specificities that change every year, and also knowledge is very important.
Yeah.
Knowledge is very important. We have buyers at the company that I work for, called, and they are trained to detect
Fakes.
the fakes, and in different manners. Like it's just not, oh, is this a serial code or not? They're checking everything. We are very specific and very harsh on what we purchase.
Of course.
And the AI can come as a tool that helps, but it will be, for me, as of today, it will go hand by hand with the buyers, because they can see what the AI cannot see. If it's too vintage, the AI cannot know if it's fake or not, because they have a database on what is on the database of brands. But some things, some practice, some way of stitching, I don't know, were not in the book. They was just doing it back in the days. They are not doing it anymore, and the AI cannot know this. And they can say that your bag is fake, but it's genuine. We have this issue every day in the secondhand market. That's why I think, and the AI will evolve. It's evolving every day. But as of today, the knowledge that our of our buyers that they are bringing, they are nurturing through books. Like I have a book here. I will have to take it back to the office, but
Yeah.
this is how they learn, by the books. Like for example, this one, and even this one is like collection from Geneviève Fontan and its Guide and Cause of Hermes bags.
Mm.
And you have here things that were done back in the days that are not done anymore, that
Wow.
AI cannot know because it
Yeah.
depends sometimes of who made the bags,
Right.
which year.
Yeah.
There's so many. It's so deep. This industry is so deep that of course it brings terror because fakes are all over the world for every industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's something that we should fight, you know. But as of today, our buyers are our main plus-value.
Yeah. And how is like Vestiaire Collective ensuring these marketplace sites ensuring and giving the consumer peace that what they're buying is real? Are
As of
they
Vestiaire
checking it?
Collective, to mention, because you mentioned Vestiaire Collective,
Yeah.
they have also people that are dedicated to authenticity.
Gotcha. So they're
They
seeing the product
They are seeing the
before it's
product.
being sent.
Yeah, they are
Okay.
seeing the products. I'm not working for Vestiaire Collective, so I cannot say much more than what I looked for online. But you have videos of them at their warehouse where they're receiving the items, checking the items, and say, as Vestiaire Collective, we say that the item is authentic. At the end of the day, it's the brand that have to say that is authentic. But most of them are not ready yet to work hand in hand with second-hand markets,
Yeah.
and they must do what they want. But the second-hand market, to me, the second-hand market is just a mirror
Mm-hmm.
of what the luxury market is really, and it's even up to date more than the brands.
I see.
Because no, because I don't know if you want to go on this field now, or if I can develop my meanings by that, is that, for example, for a brand, when you see a bag from a recent collection go on second-hand markets within the year,
Mm-hmm.
it's meaning something. It's saying something about this collection. It's saying something about this product.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying something about your brand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
this is saying something, but also the price point is saying something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's why some brands are benefiting, even if they don't want to acknowledge, from the second-hand market, and some of them are benefiting in a way that they don't think they are benefiting. So when you have data all over internet saying, okay, this collection was a hit, this collection was a miss, it's a tool for you to say, okay, we should shift this, we should shift that in internet. You know, I don't want to give any lessons.
I
I'm just
understand.
saying every day, you know, bags are from recent collection already in the second-hand market. That, what does that mean? People didn't like the collection. They did not.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Especially,
day, they
yeah.
did not. Because when you like something, you wear it to the core.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
wearing it, you're wearing it, and then when you want something new, you sell it because, as I said before, new way of consuming. I sell, I buy. I sell, I buy. I'm not stacking things in my closet.
Right.
Most of the people, most of the
Right.
people. Some others have collectioner
Yeah.
are collecting, and this is another topic. We need
Yes.
them for the archives.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
so important. But the day-to-day people, you know, are and specifically in Asia, they are so advanced in this topic. Okay, I purchased this watch. I wear it 3 years. I want a new one. Should I keep this watch in my closet, or maybe I can sell this watch and purchase a new one? The mindset had changed. The mindset have changed. And so for brands, second-hand market is so much data. If they want to focus on it, is so much data. It's so much data in order to propose and to hit the point with the customer.
Yeah. I find it so fascinating that if you buy a handbag, luxury handbag from, that store, that brand, that when you take, it's like a car. When you buy a car, when you drive it off the car lot, it's already gone down in so much value. And a lot of these new handbags that are being made by luxury brands, when you walk it out of the store, it's already gone down in value.
Not every brand.
Not everyone. You can. a Chanel secondhand bag, you can get it from $2,000 to $4,000, whereas, but still in the store, it's going to be 20K. So it goes down significantly in the secondhand
It says
store.
some things about the brands.
Yeah,
It says something. If
yeah,
you take your Chanel bag out of the store and you lose already 40% of its
value.
worth,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what did it say about you? What did it say about the brands as you as a brand?
Because a Birkin isn't.
The Birkin isn't. The Kelly isn't.
Yeah, because but Chanel has such a good reputation
Yeah.
as I would say a Birkin. I don't focus on accessories, but everyone talks about wanting to have a Chanel handbag, but somehow Hermes with
Who is
Birkin.
talking about wanting
Well, what I
to
mean
have a
is,
Chanel bags now?
sorry, what I mean is like in movies, you hear like, I gotta have my Chanel handbag. Like it hasn't gone down so bad to where like
And that's
people
why I said that the data is more up to date on secondhand than in the
then,
real market.
yeah, which
You
is
understand?
fascinating.
Because you can check on social media, on movies, etc. But secondhand would tell you what are the real thoughts of the people.
Yeah. Yes,
Voilà.
that's
That's what. Yeah, but this specific example, it's
yeah.
it's supporting what I'm saying.
Mhm.
People are it's like a social symbol. Okay,
Mhm.
to have a
Mhm.
Chanel. Okay, but if
I get what you're saying.
you
Like
get what I
it's
think I will stop there, but you
yeah,
get what I'm saying.
I get what you're
That
saying. And it's
we,
just
we are
fascinating.
really we are really up to date on the second-hand market of the perceived value. Voila, the perceived value, because the value is up to people.
Yeah.
I have a Gucci bag that my mom gave me that worth maybe 100 euro top on second-hand market, but to me it meant the world. So it's
Mhm.
up to people. It's up to people. But if you want raw, unfiltered, emotionless data, go on marketplaces and see.
Yeah, and that'll tell you. Those are the real numbers, the consumer numbers. Yeah, and I think these heritage brands are paying attention to that.
And I won't say about Chanel because
Yeah.
it's, it's it's still Chanel, and Chanel have it's a really nice brand with a lot of heritage and everything. The prices for the new Chanel and the vintage Chanel are also different.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
That's all I wanted to add.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
That's what I wanted to add, because
exactly.
Chanel is still Chanel.
It
Let's
is.
not let's not think anything less than for Chanel. It's a really big brand with a lot of heritage that drove so much of the fashion of the last 20 years with Karl Lagerfeld. Like the heritage is
Mhm.
it's because I loved what Karl Lagerfeld job
What he
work. Now
did.
I work on his eponym brand. I love, and so it's not because today is not that enjoyable that tomorrow will still be not that much enjoyable.
Yeah,
We have to get back to what we loved about Chanel.
that's true. And I'm curious to see what Matthew Blasy's gonna do.
I cannot wait to
Yeah.
see what Mathieu Blasi will do at Chanel, since his appointment was already a year ago and we were all waiting September to see.
Yes, September, Milan and Paris are going to be huge, and those shows are,
Everybody we have eye on on those fashion weeks.
yeah,
Everybody.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's those are going to be very coveted shows to get into.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. Any last thoughts you have on the secondhand fashion luxury market? Anything else you want to say?
I don't want to say anything more because I think we covered it like pretty
Yeah.
much. But again, for who will hurt this? It's not second-hand luxury brand versus luxury brand.
Mm,
It's just a mirror. We're
mm.
looking at each other, and it's just that second-hand market can decode the desire in real time, the desire of the consumer in real time.
Yeah. And also what you said before, it will tell the value. of
Perceived value, yeah.
the
The
perceived
perceived
value,
value
yeah, of what that product
of
is.
not of your brand, because let's not resume a brand on an item.
Or
I
the
would say
product.
item or a collection or something like that.
We're living in exciting times in
So
fashion.
exciting time. Like, I
What?
mean, 10 million for the original Birkin
Yeah.
by the founder of of the company I'm working for.
Yeah.
And also it's putting fashion where it always belong for
Yeah.
me
Mm-hmm.
as an art.
Yeah. And that's the unique thing about fashion. I would say, like, as a whole, fashion doesn't pay you a lot. Like, it's not like, I don't know, real estate where I
Yeah.
think you get a quicker return on things. But I just interviewed a woman who explained that the day that Alexander McQueen died, she was in London and she went
So
into a shop and said, "What is the most expensive thing you have in this shop?" And I want to buy it. I want to buy. She bought
I
it.
think I saw it. I think
Did
I
you?
saw this interview, and but she was right.
Yeah,
Oh, she was so right.
because
She
then
was
and she
so,
wore it a few times, and then it got sold at an auction house
she was so right.
for, yeah. And there are moments where fashion will yield, one product can yield as much as a New York City apartment, you know?
Ye- 10
Yeah,
million. I
yeah.
mean, how
It's
crazy.
really
It's
pretty cool.
it's actually crazy and not that crazy, because fashion will follow us all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe in 3000, in the year 3000, we will have like latte, like functional clothes only, but we are not in. But even in this time, we will look back at the books on how people were dressing and everything. To me, fashion is art.
yeah,
Not every piece is of fashion. Okay,
yeah.
let's be honest. But and this purchase of this specific bag is putting even more in the reality of it being an art,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody's mad about buying a 10 million painting.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe back in the 18th centuries, it was not even a thought. Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
it says something about our century. It says about something about our um how we say it, of our humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
says something.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
bet.
no, I love secondhand market. Is absolutely not the enemy. It's just a tool.
Yeah.
We must, as a professional, no? As professional, and for the brands that may came across this interview, it's a tool. If you use it as a tool, it won't bother you anymore. No, no.
Definitely. Definitely. Well, Jade, thank you so much for taking
So
the
much.
time to give
I'm
your
so
thought.
happy to have done this podcast with you, and yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, it's my pleasure. I hope that you enjoyed this podcast episode and that you have found a soulful connection to the conversation. God bless you, and until the next episode, go bless somebody else.